What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we are going to be shooting the new Ruger Magpul Glock. This is the RXM, and it was released this week. Now a lot of people got this for review, not me, so I went out and picked one up at my local store, and you are going to be seeing the first shots of it today. Now we're going to be shooting a variety of different ammunition through this gun to see if it's worth you getting. We're also going to be sort of comparing it to a few other guns on the market. We got the Dagger out here. We have the Lone Wolf Glock clone, and then we have the standard Glock 19 that they're all basically based on. Now this is a Gen 5, and all three of these other guns are Gen 3. So this is going to be what you can get if you pay a premium. I know they don't have optics on it. I'm a gun reviewer, so I'm always ripping optics off. But this gun is going to be around 600-ish, depending on where you get it. And the Ruger can be had for somewhere around $400. Now the cool part about that is the new Ruger Magpul Glock here has a universal optics mounting system. It comes with HD tritium front and a blacked out rear sight. They're also raised, that's pretty cool. It comes with a pretty decent trigger, and then it comes with sort of a polymer 80 lower here with a lot of good texture. Now it's Magpul polymer, so that's pretty cool. And then a light mounting system. Now again, collab between Magpul and Ruger, two companies that are known for making pretty good stuff that is pretty affordable. The patent on Glocks is up now, so you're going to see basically every company making these. A lot of smaller companies have made them, and this is the first large company to get in the game and get after the Gen 3 clones. So I'll be excited to see how this goes, and I bet it'll shoot an awful lot like a Glock, but probably for a little bit less. Now it is a striker fired polymer frame gun, if I didn't mention that before. It has a 4-inch barrel, and it has a weight around 26 ounces, I do believe, making it lightweight and portable, easy to carry, easy to shoot. The gun also comes with a few 15-round Magpul magazines and a flared magazine well and no backstrap system. So you get some good things that are improvements over the Glock, like the sights, and the trigger is a little bit better, but you don't get that Glock track record, that reliability. You don't get the Glock magazines, and you also don't get the backstrap. But what you trade for it is a little bit extra texture. You get a beveled magazine release here, so it's kind of a trade-off for a little bit less money, and we'll have to take it out and shoot it and see how reliable it's going to be. We want to thank True Shot for the ammo for the video. All the Blazer brass that we shot was from True Shot, so we really appreciate them.
Hey guys, Lorraine here. Before we all shoot the Ruger for you, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Ammo Squared. They have a really cool idea that can really help you prevent ammo shortages on your own budget. Ammo Squared is basically a service where you pick a caliber, a budget, and a shipping trigger. They basically store ammo for you. Once your pile of freedom seeds hits the trigger, they will ship it to you. Check out Ammo Squared to see how they can help you with your ammo needs.
And we would like to thank the other sponsor of this video, the Sonoran Desert Institute. If you want to get an education in gunsmithing, drone technology, or anything else associated with firearms, please go down and check out the Sonoran Desert Institute. All right, let's bring this guy out of the gate with 45-yard shot. I got the thick gloves on. We'll see how that goes. It's 19 degrees out here, so give me a little credit. Go ahead. Shoots soft. It's a good shooting gun. Shoots like a Glock. All right, that was 115 grain Federal. Now we have some CCI Blazer brass in here. Slow press it. There you go. Those are all low left and low. That's your trigger pull. That means you need a little more grip with your left hand. It's hard with the thick gloves.
Yeah, I've literally never shot with gloves in my life.
That's what's going on though. It's slipping out of your hand.
Yeah.
When you're shooting and you're dropping the barrel low right when the trigger's getting pulled. When you pull the trigger to the rear, it's pulling the gun down.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hopefully I can do better this time.
Much better. Much
Thanks,
better.
babe. I will say that the front sight, it is a green sight, but it's like darker than a normal.
It's true.
It's a weird color.
I think they're True Glow, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Because it's not really an HD, it's more of just a green tritium inlay with a white dot around it.
I've never seen something
Whereas
like that.
You're used to Trichicons and like Ameriglows that have that have orange paint on it. And it helps you see that, especially in a dreary day like today. You're shooting a very dark day with sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And HD sights always help you. Like a dot is super high def,
Yep.
or a tritium sight super high def, so it's easier to see than that.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's not my least favorite.
Well, for $400, it's a 15 round
Yeah.
polymer frame striker fired gun that does everything.
Yeah.
So as long as it's reliable today, I mean, I'd say it's a big win. It's based off the highest selling gun of all time, so it's hard to
Can't
go
go
wrong.
wrong.
Let's see how these factory 17 round magazines do. Looks like it ran great.
Nice.
Bucket just gave up on the popper, huh?
I did. I gave up on him.
You may live, popper.
I deem it so.
Not today, Bubs.
My infinite mercy.
Nice.
Oh.
What do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's really nice. I see
Yeah.
why people like Glock so much.
Yeah,
And why it's obviously going to get copied a lot.
sure. I mean, the biggest difference between that and a standard Glock, other than all the little features you get, is the grip angle's a little different.
Yeah.
They make it a little more American, so it points a little bit like this and not overboard. Like a lot of times with the Glock, you have to like point the gun and then drop it down a little bit more if you're used to like American guns like an M&P. Whereas that one, they kind of fixed it, which I appreciate. I mean, that's basically what people have been doing to Glocks. Like all the features they put on this gun are what people have been doing to Glocks in their garage for like 10 years. So now we stuck this bad boy in some mud. It's 19 degrees, so not only is this mud, but it's kind of frozen mud. So we're gonna try it out, see if it'll work with a little bit of a reliability test. A little bit of mud killed it. Hey, it worked. It ran itself out. I mean, I would say that's as good or better than what the standard Glock 19 did this summer.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. This is where texture comes into play too. People are like, you don't need aggressive texture. Well, covering guns in mud, you sure do.
Yep.
I knew it. Yep. Not bad for a $400 gun. So the RXM actually performed pretty well in my opinion. We've shot quite a bit of rounds through this, good enough for me to at least formulate an opinion, and I would say that opinion is pretty good. I mean, to be honest with you, we did a poll on Twitter and I wasn't interested in getting this gun because it's just another Glock Gen 3 clone, but the reality is the best is the best, and I think this is probably the best version of it we've tried yet. Two other versions I wanted to talk about are going to be the Lone Wolf version, which was pretty decent, although I don't really like the grip on the Dust 19 all that much, but it does pack a lot of features for the money. You actually do get better sights in the Dust, you get a threaded barrel, and you get some slide milling as well, which I think is a little bit superior. However, for being Magpul and Ruger, they erred on reliability, and I think that is what I would personally choose. No cuts in the slide here, standard Glock profile, decent sights on the gun, and as you could see, it's very reliable. We stuck it in the mud. We had 2 stoppages with the mud, but mud pretty much stops everything. I wanted to see if the gun would clear itself out, and it did. We had 2 malfunction clears, and then it ran the rest of the magazine. So if you needed to use this in a serious situation, you dropped in the mud, theoretically it might work. I mean, mud tests are sort of, you know, it's not really science, it's just, you know, whether it works that time, but it is a nice data point to see because some guns never work in the mud and some do. Now, as far as the gun shooting, it actually shot really well. I think it was a smooth recoil impulse. I think I like the grip angle on this better than I like the standard Glock, and as you can see them both right here, this is a more flat, more American style grip angle, whereas the Glock is a little bit hinged over. I prefer the trigger on the RXM over the standard Glock as well, and certainly the trigger guard is big enough for thick gloves in wintertime, which is extremely important for people who live in the Midwest because it gets cold here and it's 19 degrees right now, so I wanted to use thicker gloves with the gun, so allowing me a bigger trigger guard to do that, I really appreciate that. Now, slide serrations very functional. I could get a hold of them even in the cold, even with the muddy gun. The sort of Agency arms cuts, Agency was sort of the first company I ever saw to do that. There's always a lot of extra material on a standard Glock, as you see right here, and you can actually mill in a gas pedal there, and a lot of the companies have done that. This is going to be Lone Wolf's version as well, and now this is not a standard one-to-one dagger. This is the Dagger Micro. However, it still has all the same features as the standard dagger, and I just don't have the dagger anymore. But Palmetto also makes a Glock Gen 3 clone very similar to this that you can get for even less than the RXM, which is around $300. Now, I think the RXM has a better trigger than the Palmetto. I think it has a better grip than the Palmetto, but it does come at a little bit extra cost of over $100, but personally, I feel like it's worth it. The dagger is a really good gun and one of the best Glock clones, but I feel like the RXM maybe is going to dethrone it just based on feature set and the way it feels in my hand. RIP Paul Harrell, but I feel like it does feel like a superior gun, and I feel like it shoots like a superior gun. What did you think?
Well, I do think that we have had malfunctions throughout the different versions of the dagger. Yeah,
we've had a lot.
And I mean, other than putting it in the mud, the RXM did fantastic.
100%, yeah, 100% other than the mud testing. We shot some sort of soft 115 grain Blazer, we shot some Federal, and then we shot a little bit of hot stuff as well, and it all functioned just fine. As far as accuracy goes, accuracy's kind of tough in 19-degree weather with a handgun. It hit at 50 yards whenever I needed it to, and it's as accurate as a standard Glock in my personal opinion. Overall, do I think it's worth the money? I actually kind of do. I mean, for 400 bucks, assume like a year or two, you're going to be able to get these for what, 350, 300, probably go a little bit lower. I think it's going to be an excellent buy. I think it's another big win from Ruger. I think that Magpul did a good job with their collab. I would say that if you're into the Ruger business and you wanted this or the Ruger Security 9, I feel like this beats the Ruger Security 9 in my personal opinion as well. On top of that, it does come with 2 magazines, which as you can see, they all are the Magpul mags. Personally, I prefer the factory Glock mags, and if you also prefer that, we shot factory Glock mags in this, and they work also. Overall, I gotta say, kind of a big win. Call me impressed, I suppose. Just don't call me Shirley. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your Oklahoma shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.